Morning, Crystal. This is my response to your post for week three. Um, you said that the U.S. Couldn't achieve some of its goals. You talked about modernization theory and that it could have achieved some of it. You said that modernization theory had worked well in many instances, and you cited the example of Turkey and Greece. Um, I would argue that modernization theory did not work in most cases, although of course the book did give those examples of where it did work. Um, it didn't work because we didn't recognize that, or the U.S. as a whole didn't recognize that leaders, especially some of these, secular dictatorial type leaders, were not really interested in the country modernizing. They were interested in their own modernization. Um, And then, of course, the other problems that you threw in there, even in the cases where the country wasn't interested in modernizing, they see the U.S. as a threat. You just want to give us money so that we give you oil or that you get something, which of course was the case. But I think the biggest problem in this period with the U.S. foreign policy in the region is that we failed to we wanted to believe that everybody's good and that, hey, we're this really helpful nation and here we are and we've got interest and you want money, so here's some money. But we failed to recognize that some of the leaders, some of the strong men in these countries were not interested at all in their country modernizing. They were interested only in, power and suppressing their own people. I mean, it happens later, but you've got Saddam Hussein coming later and, gassing his own types of people. These types of things happen throughout the region's history. I mean, there's just too much division in the region for us to expect that, well, if we put in a good government that we think are good guys, they're going to do the right thing and they're going to help their people out and try to modernize. It wasn't the case. It's not the case in Saudi Arabia. It's not the case. I mean, Turkey is sort of a very different case, um, but it's certainly not the case in Iraq or Iran. And so I really think that one of the reasons that we could not have ever achieved those goals is because we failed to recognize that the leadership of these countries, let alone the populace, the masses, was not like us and not interested in doing the right thing with the help that we were offering. Thanks for your video, though. Good post.